Powered by Riverside FM.
Welcome to Choey and Jandler's The Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. Welcome, Joseph.
Welcome, Jandler. How are you today?
Glad it's Miller time, right? It's Choey and Jandler time.
Yeah.
One more. You know, I don't know if I've ever told you this. I've told this to Mike Gandalf. I talk to that dude a lot, just so you know. I talk to him like every week. No offense. Don't take it personally. You know, we talk every week too. He's summer Choey, right?
When he hears this episode, I hope he understands. I'm coming for you. Your days are numbered. The days are numbered, Gandalf.
But I told him like I don't know how you are. Maybe you're a little bit different. But dude, for me, right, Monday through Thursday, I got no itch for an adult beverage. I'm like, I'm fine. I don't need a man soda. As one of this former St. Louis Cardinal players and baseball players used to call it, which that was a critical term. But dude, man, around Thursday afternoon, I'm like, hey, it's almost Friday. Hey, it's almost Saturday. It's like I don't know what it is, man. And now that football season's going on, or about to start for the NFL, well, it start, but about to be the first weekend. It's like the body's like, hey, let's go.
I think it's because we mature and I don't know about you, but like I think about a beer and like my mouth automatically starts getting a little dry, like when you drink too much the next day you're all kind of dried out and a little dehydrated. And so
Yeah.
do I want to? Do I want to deal with that pain right now? Do I want to have to worry about that because I got to go to work in the morning? No. But then, like you said, come Thursday, you're like, oh, tomorrow's Friday. I ain't got to work up for Saturday. Nothing like that. Or Sunday. And then you start being, it sucks, man. Being responsible sucks.
It does, man. It does. This message is sponsored by Choey. But no, it does. And I don't know if you're the same way, but I also around like Sunday, around like 2:30, I'm like, yeah, that's it. I'm like, we're done. Like I told, again, it was Mike Gandalf because I just expressed a lot to that guy. But I was like, dude, Monday through Thursday, I don't drink at all. There's a window. It's 4:00 p.m. Friday to like 2:00 Sunday, pretty much, right? And I was like, dude, I'm not drinking that entire time. But if I'm gonna have a drink, it's in that window, Like it's in that window. So yeah, I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling. 4 weeks down. I will say so. They're adding an 8th, 3rd grade. We are so huge with numbers. And
yeah, I bet you are huge with numbers, aren't you, big boy?
Yes, tally like catch up, Wilt Chamberlain, right?
Oh, geez, that's thousands of people right there. You got thousands of kids.
Well, according to him,
You know what? And so, because I see that he puts out that stuff, that I still think that those numbers were possible. Like,
no,
because you talked to like how many people like he's claiming. That's like a couple of women every day that he's alive since like the day he was born. So you gotta think that dude's knocking out like humongous orgies, everything.
It had to be like 3 girls a day, at least 3 women a day, and I was like, you can't take it down. But I will tell you this,
for his whole life though, every day you ain't doing it that much. You got basketball games and stuff, bro.
I think I said a cuss word, by the way. I got to make sure I bleep that out.
You did.
I did. I got Navy vibes for a second. So there was a dude, and I'm not gonna mention his name because luckily I don't remember his name. So there's really no reason for me to be like, hey, I'm gonna make.
Kind of helps out.
I don't remember, but I will say we pulled into Thailand, right? And a lot of people, they like to go. Not everybody, but they like to go. Was it peruse, hang out with prostitutes, whatever, right? I'm not just saying this, but I'm honest. Like that wasn't me, right? I'm not just saying it. Like literally, that wasn't me. And
that
you can believe it.
Can't remember the guy's name. Can't remember the guy's name. I don't know what it is.
It's all me, right?
Syphilis is messing with your brain. Your gonorrhea you got from the Thailand girls messing with your brain.
Dude, we've already sidetracked too many times here, and we haven't even started really. But anyway, this dude apparently, like, we were there 4 days, but we had what we call it. You had to work one day or duty, like you remember you used to laugh at duty.
Duty.
But this guy claimed in 3 days that he hooked up with 20 prostitutes. And I was like, dude, A, why would you claim that? B, that's a ton of money. And I was like, and then C, is that really smart? Like, is that healthy?
And your fourth option, your D is gonna fall off.
Yeah.
That guy probably looks like Tom Hanks from Philadelphia right now.
Mm. But and on that note, right? On that positive note, let's go into the holidays, right?
Here are today's effing holidays.
All right. Hey, where is it at? It's September 12th, Friday. Do you know it's National Chocolate Milkshake Day? Treat
Get on
yourself to
board with
something.
that.
Treat yourself to something sweet on National Chocolate Milkshake Day. Indulge in a delicious creamy treat. I love chocolate, but I'm more partial to the vanilla milkshake. Which again, don't take it wrong way. I know you.
I mean, just the fact that the way you describe the milkshake in general, like I was like, I'll just let that one float.
That's true. It's also National Video Games Day, bro. Ready to game? Celebrate National Video Games Day by playing your favorite classic or trying something new. It's time to get your game on. Just so you know, a holiday that didn't make the cut, but I thought you might want to know. It's also National Day of Encouragement. So we encourage everybody to keep listening to Choey and Jandler, right?
No, it's a way to go. Positive.
Yeah.
Positive thinking.
That's all we are here, right?
Get yourself a good little chocolate milkshake while you're video gaming. You deserve it.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know what? They need to get one of those like beer helmets, but with 2 chocolate milkshakes. You know?
Oh, that's a lot of. That'd be some.
They could get a huge brain freeze right there.
Because you're already in between the two, and then like just trying to the power of the suction you got to get going. And I realize where that's coming from. Like to get the up out of it and then down, like and get the milkshake in. Like that's a
dude, the whole
milkshake
right there. The whole milkshake conversation is just like what, you know. All the kids in South Korea though are like, woo!
Yeah, this could be the next episode on that cooking show you had.
Exactly.
A nice creamy chocolate milkshake. You gotta suck and keep on sucking until you get that chocolate flowing down your.
You know, and I'm gonna bring up another pop culture reference here, dude. I was trying to listen to last week's episode, and it wasn't on Spotify yet when I was listening to it. Sometimes Spotify is a little bit later, at least on my playlist. But you reminded me of that comment. Spaceballs. It went from suck to blow.
To blow.
Wherever they're like suck. Anyway. All right. Headlines, sir.
It's time for this week's edition of Choey and Jandler's headlines. Yay! Hooray!
All right, dude. First headline. We concluded the first round of map testing reading wise. Dude, remember we've discussed before how certain teachers are like, oh, the internet's down or whatever, I can't teach today. And you're like, dude, go old school.
Yeah.
Limited Chromebooks for student devices. Pain in the butt. Like it basically was like 2 days. I was the only one that we started on Wednesday, or 6 were scheduled on Wednesday. 6 teachers. I was scheduled on Thursday. Apparently, my team leader was texting me yesterday, last night, and she's like, "Did you test Wednesday or Thursday?" I was like, "No, I tested Thursday." And I talked to them today. We had a little powwow and conference time, and they were like, "Hey, I'm sorry to." She was like, "I'm sorry, I was texting," but they were at the academic coaches were asking why you didn't test it, and I was like, well, A, I wasn't scheduled, and B, one of the teachers was texting me like, hey, should I start sending the Chromebooks over to you like at 1:30? And I was like, no. I was like, I'm not gonna make my kids test for like an hour and try and rush through it. I was like, no. And I was like, and I told the teachers today, I was like if admin says anything, I'll go talk to them. I have no problem, and if they don't like it, that's okay. But I'm gonna explain it. Like, look, A, that's not good for me if we're talking TIA money because that's gonna look terrible. But B, and more importantly, you're not going to get a good testing environment out of these students. Like, why would I do that to them? So I had to do mine Thursday. But that Wednesday, dude, I basically, because people were testing around us, I had to have, like, busy work that they didn't get, like, loud and crazy, you know? And it was just like we tried to start whispering, and they get loud, like, nope, we're done. And then I would kind of, like, break it up. I had, some worksheets, and then I had, like, some coloring worksheets. Then we're back to work, and then I do a read aloud, and then we're back to work, and I'm like, you read by yourself. It was just
you get that weird stuff going on. Kids making those notes. Like making faces while you're trying to make like little noises, and they just looking
Dude,
at you like, "You okay?"
I know, and I don't know how you were when you were in the classroom, but I have been I mean, a lot. I've been like, you know what? I'm unlike my teachers when I was your age. I'm gonna kind of explain some stuff. I'm like, I get it. This isn't fun. It's not fun for me either. Do we have to learn like this? But I was like, but I'm explaining. We can't be loud. There's people testing around. We have to be calm. And I think before the day even started, I told them I'm gonna try whispering a little at some point, but once you get loud, we're done. And like it takes 20 seconds. So I was like, nope, we're done because I'm not gonna distract other people. We're just gonna have to deal with it. So, but that was my first headline, dude. And then during that same time, a student dropped and broke a bottle of hand sanitizer. I don't remember the aroma, but it was strong. It's like you broke like a bottle of ammonia. Like imagine that, right? And you're just like, oh my gosh. It was, and he wanted to clean it up with like one little paper towel from our, they have like a paper towel dispenser by our sink. Luckily, I had like a roll of like Bounty or something. I was like, dude, just take this. Because nothing is funnier to me than when kids make a spill and they go back there and they try and they hit that button like 4 times and they get a paper towel that's like this big, like a foot long, and the spill is like an entire water bottle. And so they just keep making these journeys, these trips to the paper towel thing. And I was like, dude, just take this roll. Because otherwise you're gonna kill yourself.
It was a plastic, like it was a glass one.
Dude, it must have been like a little glass one. I don't know what he was doing. Well, probably like all kids, they're just playing with it, and then they're,
Playing with his dinghy.
Exactly. Hey, I just remembered because we started this. I'm not saying there's 8 of us third grades, so they took 2 of my students. So I'm going from 25 to 23. But I was really like, I was one of the students they took. I was like, I'm gonna sound like a jerk, but I was like, all right, he's okay, because me and him didn't have like
Thank God.
Well, I mean, no, he wasn't that bad, but like me and him weren't really joking a lot, But they took another girl. The other one they took was this girl that I'm always joking with, and she's always helpful. And I'm like, oh, I was like, man, because she was always wanting to do stuff, and I'm like,
You should initiate like a Jerry Jones trade and be like, I'll trade you these 4 turd nuggets right here that are horrible for her.
Exactly.
Students of your choice in the future.
Hey, my third headline, right? So during that Wednesday when everyone's testing but us, some of the Chromebooks weren't working, right? And so like one of the teachers texted like, hey, just send it to me. Let me see what I can do, right? She couldn't get 2 to turn on. I got 1 to turn on after a couple minutes. The other one, it took me like a couple hours or whatever. And then I fixed a third one. So I texted the team and I emailed one of my vice principals. I was like, hey, I think I need a pay raise. I fixed 3 Chromebooks today, and I'm supposed to be a teacher, and I'm doing the job of tech people. Because like one of the computers I fixed was something I had to take it in for weeks, and then I connected it online. I was like, I just factory reset it. That's what I did. But I'm just like, I was joking. He knew I was joking, so he laughed back with me or whatever. But I'm just like, dude, like basically, like, and I think we've talked before. As a teacher, like obviously I'm a classroom teacher, but I'm like a curriculum management specialist or whatever, I'm a counselor in a lot of ways. I'm a pseudo parent. I got to be like a nurse slash healthcare person because they get injured all the time. I got to be security person. There's just so many hats that I got to wear, and now I'm fixing stuff, which I don't mind. Because normally, like if something breaks and you know how to fix it and you tell me how to do it, I like you telling me how to do it so I don't have to go to you later. Because then if it happens again, I'm just like, all right, boom, I can troubleshoot this. But this district is no offense to this district. It's just they've gone from being small to being a lot bigger than they're used to, and they just handle stuff in ways that I'm just like, oh my god, like it's just slow and it's just like it's like having that small mindset. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, you're not small. You're getting up here. You gotta grow. You gotta come up, or otherwise it's tough for everybody. So
For lack of a better thing, they just don't want to share the glory where some like, if it's somebody else is successful, they don't be able to like pass it on. They want to be the one that came up with one that they just did that. Like they did it. Oh, I said
there's two bleeps time.
But it's like one of those things we just want to make do. Like, come on, like at the end of the day, I'll give you the glory if you want. Just it's you're making everybody else mad at you. So by the time
It-
you do whatever else you're supposed to do, everybody knows it's not because of you, it's because of somebody else. So
dude,
it,
I'm not even gonna say you're wrong because you could probably be right. You probably hitting it on the nose. But I was gonna ask, see, I've never been like that, and I don't know. Is it because you and me? Is it like the generation we grew up in? I've never been the kind of person. I don't need credit. I just need stuff to get done. I'm like,
it,
I'm just like, I want this fixed. I don't care. You tell me I do it. You want to take the credit, whatever. Because now it's working, and now I don't have to stress over it. Like I said, I don't. I'm
I
not the
think
kind of.
that's a generational thing, man. It's just a person thing. Like
Is it really?
people that are our age, older than us, younger than us, and they want to be the one that kind of
Then
gets the
it's got to
recognition
be
in it.
it's got to be the experiences we've had growing up or whatever. Because I'm just like, dude, I really don't care. Like I said, I want this fixed, and I'm kind of a lot of it. I think as I'm talking about, I'm thinking about in the Navy. I was just like a no nonsense type person. Whatever it takes to fix this situation, let's get it done. You know. So
And it's and sometimes and it's not just education. I'm sure it's other fields too. People just like if you get the recognition, you have the potential to move up. But the thing is, like at some point, you can if you continue to act like that cutthroat and you don't know,
yeah,
you eventually get to a position where you don't know and you get exposed, and it's like that fall from grace is pretty freaking hard. So it is what it is.
my last headline before we get into your mini rant, right? So there's this kid. Actually, there's a couple kids in third grade that they have some bling, right? And it's kind of like some faux rapper type jewelry, right? So there's this one. I texted uh the group chat the other day, and I was like, "Hey, Miss So and So," I was like, "Who's this Mister T kid you got?" Because this dude wears like 4 chains every day, and we're lined up from every day we line up for. I got a megaphone, right? And it's like one teacher has a whistle. I got a megaphone. I'm on one side. She's kind of the playground's huge when you think about the playground, blacktop in the field. And so I have this megaphone, and there's a siren setting, and then there's the speaker setting. So I'll ring the siren, and then I'm like, "Hey, line up, line up, line up," and then she'll blow the whistle. But I'm always like waiting. To some kids, we talked about the heat before, right?
Yeah.
They're dragging their toes, and I think the other day this kid was like, he was one that I'm like, "Hey, line up," and he had put like his 4 chains on this chain link fence, and I was just like, "Dude, let's go, man! Just grab your." He's like trying to slowly put. I was like, "Dude, just grab your chains, let's go," right? But I just funny to me. I was like, "Who's this Mister T guy kid with all the bling?" And everyone like laughed at me. That's so and so, and I'm just like, this guy, you know.
Should
But I
next time you're doing it, be like line up, line up. I pity the fool that's last in line.
exactly right. I one of my boys. He has one of my homeroom kids. He has like 3 of those chains. They're very similar, but they're like different, like medallions or whatever. But I'm just like,
Yeah.
man, and you pick it up, right? And it's so light. And you're like, yeah, this is clearly it's not ice, right? But it's meant to look like it. And both these kids, if they're not white, they're light skinned Hispanic kids, like they don't look, you know, it's like me in high school. Remember when you used to white chocolate, how you'd always call me?
Yeah. We'll always
Maybe
be like,
it's something that
you
I
want to
would
be
do,
black.
It's something that I would do back in the day. But it's funny. But all right, dude, take the floor, man. What do you think about last night's game?
But I just,
What do you want to say about Dallas?
I wouldn't be as upset right now
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, you know what? Like I can kind of, as the season goes on, the next few weeks, I feel like by mid-October, we'll kind of know were they playing up? Was Philly playing down? Is a little bit of both? Are they both good? Like surprisingly good or whatever, right? But then today, like you got all these like pundits on ESPN and all this other stuff. Like you sent that thing. It was you, right, or was it Marshall that sent the Baldinger thing?
That was Marshall. That was
Like
Marshall.
so, you got Brian Baldinger talking about how like Dallas's run defense has been amazing. You got Dan Orlovsky on ESPN. Dallas has right like should be super excited about where they're at.
Yeah, I
You got all
heard
those
that.
people like talking about all this like oh like look where and I'm like Is it that they're good? Is it that Philly's bad? Is it a mixture of both? Like I feel like we're because they have, I think they're going to go into week 4 and going to with Green Bay probably 2-1.
Well, you got New
And
York, you got the Giants next, and who's week 3? Do you remember?
I don't, but I remember looking at it going, and there was actually some stuff I saw on social media the other day that people were picking about like how I was picking.
You got
Dallas kind
Chicago.
of
You got
Dallas
Chicago
doesn't
next.
Dallas doesn't have a humongously hard schedule except for 6 or 7 games, which I'm like, all right, they have a good chance of dropping those 6 or 7 pretty bad.
Hey, real quick, you kind of reminded me here accidentally, right? Our little, season pick'ems. We were both
Yeah,
correct. Although, I know it wasn't what you wanted as a fan, but we both picked a loss, and we both got a loss. Or Dallas got the loss, so we both pick
but
a win next week. You and I differ on the Chicago one, so we're gonna see. You may
well,
be
I
right.
don't.
I may be
We'll
right.
see. It's just
Hey,
they're gonna do just good enough to get a crappy pick. That's what's gonna
but
happen.
but can I real quick? The critic in me, right? To go back to what that guy's saying, the rush defense. Did he see what the rush defense was in the first half?
Well, I mean, I would have to assume he did. Brian Baldinger,
So,
like it's his, he's
so
paid
because
to
because I
analyze.
know this because I texted it out to not just you and Marsh, but to a couple other people. 123 yards rushing, 3 rushing touchdowns first half. Now I know they finished with like 150. I think like 150 something in the game. I want to put an asterisk by it, like I was telling you earlier this morning. Those are post stats that happened after the rain delay, after that rain/lightning. That affected a lot. I don't care what people want to say. That affected a
It also
lot.
affects Philly. It also affects
It
Philly
does.
too. So
No, what I'm saying, like it affects a lot. Like because before the rain delay it was 21. It was 24-21. What was it after the rain delay? It was still 24-21. So nobody did a damn thing after the rain delay. Now,
yeah,
CeeDee Lamb dropped what could have was a huge pass, right?
two of them.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he dropped like that post route at the end of the game or whatever.
Yeah, the one hit
That
him in the
was,
face.
yeah,
Was
like
that the
he
one hit
might
him
have
in the face?
scored on that or whatever. Like possibly, if he didn't score, it's a monumental play that, at the very least, gives you a field goal attempt. You go to overtime. So I mean, that's massive. But like, I know Saquon's first carries, he had 11 carries, 61 yards. I remember it at halftime, and he finished with, I think in the second
But
half he had 7 rushes for like 2 yards, which
we'd
is
have to go
great.
back and
It's a
we'd
great
have to go back and
adjustment.
look though and see
But I'm just
like
like, come on now, people, come
well,
on.
because the thing is this, like I heard something online the other day or read something, and I was like, oh, it made me curious, and so I went back and looked at the last 4 years of stats as far as Micah's stats, as
Yeah,
far as sacks. A big chunk of his sacks actually came against a bunch of crap teams too. So it's like, is
I mean,
he?
we'll see,
He's
we'll
not.
see. 'Cause,
He's not the world's worst player. He's still a top tier guy, but it's also when I was like, well, how much does he really?
but sometimes it's not about the sack as it is about the pressure. Because you put
Yeah,
that pressure on, and then the quarterback. Think about what Jalen Hurts was doing, dude. He's back there, patting the ball, scanning, going through his 5th options, and then just jogs. There was a play he got a first down, and it to me looked like he was jogging. Then he got the first down and slid. Like I know he was running, but he wasn't running hard. So, but it was just funny. But no, like
I,
I totally expect you guys to bounce. If y'all lose next week, that's an issue. But I don't expect y'all to lose next week.
I
I mean,
think
there were a lot
looking
of
at the dude,
positives. I'll give you
there
that.
like Sam Williams played about what I thought Sam Williams would be. Nealon played pretty decent, and then
Mm-hmm.
that rookie that Ezra, however you say Ezra or Ezra, whatever his name is,
Mm-hmm.
he could be good. Like so, they have some guys that I think could make up for the production. It's
Javante
just
Williams played good. I mean, Miles Sanders fumble. Well, I know it wasn't. It was a thing that I figured was going to happen because every time we're not like, and obviously not in the early part of the game because you guys were up 7-0, and then you were up 14-7 because you had the ball first. But you got a chance to go up, like 28-24 and fumble. Now credit to Dak because if Dak doesn't get in there and get that tackle, dude, that's a scoop and score. That guy was about
yeah.
to go.
And
So
I was like, dude, Miles Sanders of all the people, like, why, like, I don't know. Javante Williams played him tremendously.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well,
if
of all the people, I think Miles Sanders had a fumbling issue in Carolina, but yeah,
and he had a bit of an issue with it in Philadelphia too.
yeah.
Like,
So
there's a reason why he was available and Philly didn't re-sign him, and there's a reason why Carolina didn't bring him back either. Like,
all
you
these
can
people are
kind
like
of
sports, sports on
you can
Choey, man.
have like a bad season, and people are like, I don't know, I don't want to pay you as much. But when like it's like what's his name that we had last year on the price, get Dalvin Cook. There's a reason why Minnesota let him go. There's a reason why New York was like, There's a reason.
Yeah,
And then we're like,
just
let's
like
bring him in. We can fix it. No, you can't.
this is, just like
You
there's
can't.
a reason that the Patriots let Zeke go, and then there's a reason he didn't come back and really do much. Yeah,
Yeah,
but no. Hey, last question. We're gonna take a break. Did Jaden Blue not do anything? Like, was he
he
hurt,
was
or
inactive.
they just want to
I
use
don't know if
him
he was. I
too
don't know if
young
he
or
was
what?
hurt or not. But him and Mozzie Smith were inactive. I don't know if
Was
it's because
Mozzie
they were
Smith last
injured.
year's? He's he last year's draft pick? Mozzie Smith,
He was
or 2 years ago?
2 years ago
Okay.
because it was Tyler Smith and then Mozzie Smith and that Guyton guy from last year.
Yeah, and then you guys
But
got a lineman this year, right?
yeah, we got the right guard Tyler Booker. Like, apparently, if you're a lineman and your name's Tyler, we're gonna draft you in the first round. Who do we think you're gonna?
Dallas
What
gold. All right, dude.
it's Tyler Cooper, Tyler Terrence.
It's like name a guy. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Prove it. Name a cowboy. Tyler. And they're like, all
There we
right.
go.
Point made. All right. Intro and then song. All right. I'm sorry. I mean break and then song, sir. All right. Go grill your cheese sandwich right now. You know?
We say prost, Gumby, cheers mate, and cheers mate again, or simply cheers. Sometimes it's all toss Santa, other times it's cheers, you effing hoser, you effing hoser. We also say sawday, salute saluti, or tagay, skull. Let's all say Nazdarovia in the Russian way. In Vietnam we shout out yo, Walugi Wawa makes South Africa glow. In Portugal it's a solid soul. In Budmo, Ukraine's here to stay. In Thailand we clink and shout out Sean. Then back to the bar till the liquor's gone. For Jamaica it's allowed you mourn. No matter the place we drink till dawn. In India we say cheers or body hole. Hungary says he just did it, don't go too slow. New Caledonia joins in with a la boat, let it flow. In Taiwan we shout out Ganbei. And Singapore says Yamse. Oh, the way. Cheers, cheers around the world.
I want to find a way to get that on the jukebox at like the pub I go to, man. Because dude, you're right. Like I was listening to a lot of the episodes anyway. But the one we were talking about, like every time I hear that song now, I think about what you said about the Post Malone, Morgan Wallen song. Like, had some help. So I was thinking about it, and then I also think about how White Gandalf liked it. But yeah, that song it's got some. It pumps me up, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then I love, and I mean, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I'm just saying, like, I love that I figured out how to get it to echo my effing hoser or the effing hoser because I like it's just funny how they say like effing hoser and then they like repeat it, you know, or that like has that echo sound to it. It's funny to me, but no, man, every time, man. And then I always think about you. You're like, that song's awesome. So
I'm telling you, like, we're gonna make music videos one day. We're gonna make.
We are,
videos.
man. We are. We got a lot. We got a lot of plans. At least you can say we don't have. It's not like we don't have ideas. You know.
We shoot for the stars.
Yeah, we do. Aim high or don't aim at all, right?
I don't think that's exactly what it's like, but yeah. Aim higher. It's all good. Shoot for the stars or just don't even try. And you're like, what? So it's like either like seeds or nothing. Well, there's no in between.
What was it? Wasn't there an expression like like aim low, that way you're not disappointed or something like that. You know, just set the bar low. You
Set
know?
the bar.
That way you're never upset.
Hi there, I'm here to help Choey and Jandler to read an advertisement for BuyBlacket.com. Please shop BuyBlacket.com. Are you looking for unique gifts at unbeatable prices? Then look no further. BuyBlacket.com has quality merchandise for everyone on your list, from gifts for cat and dog lovers to American fans, beer enthusiasts, and even Jesus lovers. As for teachers, we didn't forget about you. Please don't miss our funny attire to brighten up your classroom. So bring a smile to your loved ones' faces and shop BuyBlacket.com today. Tell them Choey and Jandler sent you.
Hi there, Ryan Reynolds here on behalf of my friends Choey and Jandler. You may know me from movies where I either save the world or ruin Thanksgiving. But today, folks, I'm not here to sell you cologne, crypto, or questionable NFTs. I'm actually here to tell you about Fish.audio. This isn't really me talking right now. This is my voice, made by Fish.audio, which frankly is terrifying. It sounds exactly like me. And trust me, I've heard my voice in 87 trailers. This is better. Whether you're a podcaster with a potato microphone, a game developer building an army of space dolphins, or just lonely and want a perfect Morgan Freeman to read your grocery list out loud to you, Fish.audio has you covered. Fish.audio is easily one of the best voice generation platforms I have ever used, which is saying something, because I've done voiceover for a toothpaste brand in 4 languages I don't even speak. And speaking of that, Fish.audio is cross-lingual, which means it supports 13 different languages. Their amazing program also allows you to clone voices. Fish.audio make your voice legendary, or at least make my voice say weird things. I legally can't stop you either way.
Hey man, I got some story times for you. You ready for some stories?
Sure.
You want multiple? Or you want uno?
Is this what? Yeah, we'll go with one.
We go with one. All right. So I thought about this, and this is something. This might be a story I've never told you, honestly. This is we were seniors, but my parents got divorced, so I would go home every now and then to hang out with my mom and sister, and they had some friends there, and so I had my dad's Mustang, right? Because I know I drove there. And I was hanging out with some friends of mine, and we were going to go to like our friends up there anyway. I'm sorry. And we were going to get get some pizza, and we were going to get gas. I had to get some gas. And so I told my friend, I was like, or one of the guys, I was like, hey man, put $10. Remember at that time, I know how you were. It's like, we didn't have a lot of money, so a lot of times like, hey, put a couple bucks in, put 5 in,
Yeah.
put 10, because gas wasn't as expensive then anyway. But
Yeah.
I was like, put $10 in. And I was like, and I'm going to walk in and pay, because I didn't, I wasn't swiping the card at the time. I'd go in and pay cash, because that was a thing then. And as I'm going to pay, I look out, right? And he pumps it. You know how you put the little latch, is it latch or whatever, to kind of, to prop
To
it
keep
up?
it going? Yeah.
Yeah, to get the automatic fill going. And he runs away, and he's hopping around like on one foot and everything. And I'm just like, what in the world? I go out there, right? So apparently, as he's pumping gas, a bee had buzzed by. And with bees, they're fine as long as you're not like messing with the bee, right? But
Yeah.
he's hopping on his leg. He takes off. As he takes off, guess what keeps pumping? The gas. So the bill ends up being like $22+, and I'm like, dude. I was like, I told you $10, and he's like, there was a bee, and I was like, I don't care. I wasn't
One
expecting
time
to
when-
pay that much.
I remember one time when you had, they didn't take the check or something like that. Was that what it was, right? And you
Yeah,
couldn't-
we told that story. You want to tell the story, or should I tell that one?
You can tell it.
Well, I guess I have to tell because you didn't know where. I drove you to an interview, and I went across the street to get gas. I pre-pumped the gas, or before you. Like now you can't do that, right?
Yeah.
It's the Jandler rule. I created the mess, but I
I'm
pumped
saying
the
I'm
gas.
seeing a trend. I'm seeing a trend.
I bumped the gas, and then I realized there was a sign that said checks are not accepted. And I was like, crap, that's all I got. And so I did a gas run. I took off. I panicked, man. And we were like 19, at least I was. And then I went and picked you up. I was like, dude, we got to go. And you're like, what? I'm like buckling your seatbelt. We got to go. You're like, why? And I'm like, yeah, I made a gas run. And you're like, what? And I was like, they're right down there. We gotta disappear.
That was fun. What? What are you talking about? Like, wouldn't you pay? Why would you even try to pay with a check? You're just like,
you know, the responsible adult me now would be like, hey, let me try to explain it, you know? Because what are you gonna do? Is like, dude, I don't have cash. That's all I have. I mean, we gotta work something out, you know? But yeah, as a kid, I'm just like, let's go. I just ran away.
See, now, like, it's crazy. Like, you ever get stuck in the grocery store behind some old person paying for the groceries with the check? Now?
Nah, I haven't seen a check in years, man. And I was one of the last person I think to use a check.
That's the only time I've seen it in probably the last 5 or 6 years, honestly. Is like I'll be like at ATV and like putting my stuff on the treadmill, and like the old person's finally getting their last thing through, and then they're like, "How much is it?" And I'm like, "Are you serious right now? Get a card. Get a card. Get a card and swipe it. It does the same thing."
What is that? Gosh, I want to make a pop culture reference, and I can't even think of the movie. But it's like, come on, live in the now. What do you remember what that movie was? I know you know that. Yeah, I know you know what I'm talking about. But it's just like, we'll think about it later.
What is that?
Come on, man, live in the now.
It's Wayne's World.
It's Wayne's World. Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna Google that because I know it's.
There's two references. We've got 2 references going on already, dude. I swear we had 5 last week, because I have to go back and listen to it. But I know we mentioned Happy Gilmore, what do you call it, Tommy Boy, and Major Payne for sure. I know we mentioned those 3.
Yeah.
But I swear, and actually, it got me thinking. We obviously have like I think I've mentioned this before, but the Choey and Jandler drinking game, and it's kind of like one of the things would be like if we make every time we make a pop culture reference, take a sip. If we make 5 or more, down your drink type thing, because it's like we do it a lot, Remember this, remember that,
There's I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that we've thought of. Like, do you remember in high school when we talked about making the movie, and like part of the movie would be like a character, and it would just pop up in the corner, and we would look down, and it would be a scantily clad female, and we're like, hey, what's up? Random
she was
crap
just
in
like,
our
just random topless chick or whatever, right?
Yeah, just pop up in the corner of the thing, and we'll be like, yeah, all right,
dude.
and
I mean,
going. What?
We had a lot of stupid ideas, but you think also too, man, a lot of like, well, they're funny for us, but they would be funny, but people would be like, what?
Yeah, I'm not going to go fully into the whole story because I know you know what I'm talking about. Remember when we had our extracurricular activities and my dad made me go apologize for it?
Oh yeah, I was like extracurricular, yeah. When we weren't being model citizens.
Yeah, and
yeah.
I was thinking about that. It popped in my brain the other day when I was doing chores around the house too, and I was like, I wonder if when they told him about the no effing zone, and he was like, they didn't. I wonder if like he actually like his reaction was he shook his head and put his head down, and I wonder if he, instead of him actually being super disappointed, I was like, I wonder if he was like trying not to laugh. And I don't want to like ask him because I don't want him to like relive a moment where he might have been super disappointed in me. But at the same time, I'm like, I wonder if he was like, this guy. That's a good one. It's a good one, but I got to pretend like I'm upset about it. Because he was actually. It was a good one. I thought it was funny.
Well, when you tell him about that MLK little commercial I made, when he said he laughed at that, I was like, really? I was like, I thought he would have been like, God, these guys, idiots.
But I'm just like, I popped in my head and I was like, I wonder if he was like, let me put my head down and shake my head like, God, I'm so ashamed of my son. And then he's like, don't laugh. But there's a lot of stuff that happens like now, and I'm like, especially being a parent, I'm like, I remember doing stupid stuff like that, and my parents being upset, and I'm like over here like laughing about it.
Well, I told you, I mean, we've talked about this before too, but it was kind of it's kind of funny too in senior year when your punishment was you had no door, and I was just like
Dude,
I'd come over like, where the hell's your door at? And you're like, oh, I don't have it now. I lost that
yeah.
privilege. It's like,
Well, because
what?
dude, it sucks. It sucks at night when you want to go to bed. You want like kind of a pretty dark room, and like the hall light is on,
Yeah,
so the hot light's hitting you right in the face. And then if you want privacy, because you don't have privacy, because like you can't really, so you want to talk on the phone, you can't shut your door because you don't have it.
well, I
So you're
get
trying to whisper on the phone.
inquiring minds want to know: did that punishment, did that help? Do you think it did? Did that do
Nothing.
something for you? Really?
Not a
You're
whole
like,
lot. Like I very much realize like that I embraced like the prisoner mentality a lot of times with the I'll tough it out. What's my sentence? What's my time? I'll do my time, Warden. And then like I'll wait you out. I'm not gonna apologize. I'll wait you out.
Dude, I know I've said this before in a podcast, and I just got to get used, by the way, that we're going to be like 40 plus minute episodes, and this is going to be a little bit longer because I still want to do the Mad Libs. But I still remember it'd be funny. I'd be over there, and then your family would be like, "Hey, where's my middle brother?" And your mom would be like, "I hope he's not in the bathroom whacking again." And I just like, I wish she said that one time. The first time she said it, I just died laughing because we were like juniors. I was just like, parents talk like that. I was like, that's not just us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, hey, I'm gonna roll to a joke. Our joking with Jans, right? And by the way, I just so you know, I asked White Gandalf. I was like, because I got 2 ideas, right?
Mhm.
And next time we do a joke with Jans, I'll do the other one. I was like, do I do this trivia game, or do I do Mad Libs? And he's like, Mad Libs, can't go wrong, right?
All right, everybody, come on down to Joking with Jans. That's right, here's a game show you can play at home and try and test your knowledge and see how many more you get correct than incorrect. So stick around and have fun and laugh listening to Joking with Jans.
So you've already provided your answers, right?
Yeah.
For stuff. So I'm just gonna read this as the Mad Lib, right?
All right.
So the title is A Day in the Classroom, parentheses, Why I Need This Drink. All right. So today my students were hot, which made me want to jumping right out of the window. A kid asked if Dak Prescott invented the cue ball. Then another one tried to eat tacos. They found under the desk from 37 days ago. By lunchtime, I was hiding in the hallway just to avoid hearing the word miss one more time. In 7th period, someone called me Flying Chonkless and asked if they could turn in their test from 2015. Naturally, I said yes because I secretly wanted to quit and become a dog poop cleaner upper. Now I'm at happy hour sipping a Miller Lite as big as an aardvark. Cheers to another day of skipping and raking. May tomorrow bring fewer donkeys and more lanterns. Courtesy of Joseph himself. Dr. Joseph.
That's actually like somewhat like people are like, oh, it's stupid. Some of that can like really happen, like in the classroom, like in a school.
Well, you know, like that tacos from 37 days ago. That's not out of the norm.
Well, dude, like so there was and I don't know the guy's name on TikTok, but my wife turned him on to me the other, and I've kind of seen a few of his things just kind of randomly because she sends them to me, and so now like every once in a while when I'm swiping through, like he'll pop up, and he's like, you know, kids are better to talk to than adults because kids just have random crazy imaginations. Like, when are you ever going to be in an adult conversation and they're going to be like, what's your 3rd favorite color? What do you feel like glitter would taste like if it had sauce on it? And you're like, what? But yeah, those are those weird. You're like, what? What's wrong with you?
Is that honestly what a kid said, or is that something Jandler said after he had some drinks?
I don't know.
I remember when we were in high school, right? And our boy Red Warp would always be like, before I started drinking, he'd always tell me, he's like, I can't wait to see you drunk. Because think about some of the stupid stuff that you and I did before. You know, remember we would talk about how people thought we were high? The stuff we did when we were just sober is crazy. Imagine what we would have done if we were like been on acid or something, you know? Because like we were just like I said, we were just way out there, you know? And I remember, and because I had random thoughts. I have random thoughts like that sober, you know, like, but that sounds like marijuana conversation, you know? What's your third favorite? What does glitter taste like? Yeah, dude. All right, man. But that's this week's episode. You want to do the social media plugs? Do you need to pull it up, or do you kind of remember?
Yeah, I need you to pull it out. Pull it out. Whip it out for me so that I can see it. So I can see the plugs.
X and TikTok are the originals.
Okay, so yeah, I've got scaffolded social media plugs. So you can follow us on social media at Choey and Jan, at CHOEY, the letter N, JAN on TikTok and X.
Threads and Insta has the newer updated one.
Threads and Instagram are at Choey and Jan 2, and it's at CHOEY, the letter N, JANTOO. And then I don't know, like something about Star 69, Jandler Bing.
Jandler Bing 969 is the YouTube channel, and then Jandler Bing Facebook. Sorry, Choey.
There you go.
Yes.
I'm like Star Choey's 69, Star 60.
Choey's not included, right? Hey, so remember I told you when we're doing it on Riverside podcasting, right?
Yeah.
And I hope I did the intro. If not, I'll have to add it in post. But they had those little magic clips or whatever, right? Those little like 40 to 50 second things. And so I put one on TikTok, right? Like Monday.
Is that what that was that you said?
Yeah, and I was like, man, 16 views. I was like, that's so sad. I was just like, and it was a good one. It was the bachelorette party, right? It was just a little snippet. And I'm like, because my plan was to drop one a day, right? Maybe get, I expect to get more than that. But we, those Star Wars shorts, I need to send you the script again, try and get you to record your voice, because I want to do those, That's something I do want to do. And yeah, like Choey and Jandler, Star Wars universe, But anything else you'd like
in there?
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, just
no.
I'm going into this season bitterly sweet, optimistic that we're gonna roll to 10-7 and get some crap draft picks. So I'm sad.
You're like, hey, we're right in the middle. We're not good enough, but we're right in the middle.
That's how I want to end the episode. I'm like a little bit of a kind of feel.
You're like, hey, and I know I texted you, but we'll get this recorded. You want a champion Choey next week, or you want a TripAdvisor?
I don't know. You know what's sad is like never really thought that I complained about all this stuff until we did these things, and you're like, you should do some Champion Choey, and I'm like, I complain about a lot of crap. Like I do, and I'm bothered. But it's like I get irritated and I get bothered, but I get bothered by stupid. That's what it is. So I feel like if you're not bothered by all these things, that you're one of the stupid.
You get bothered by it, then I'm always like, dude, don't be that fifth dentist that doesn't approve of the toothpaste. You know what I mean? It's like,
it's gotta be analytical. But you gotta be analytical. But just okay, so here's the thing. You want to hear some crazy stuff right now?
Yeah.
We give you like a smidgen of like whatever. So I got this professor at the school, right? So I send out the accommodations to these students. I say, blah, blah, blah. And one of the accommodations is the students allowed to record notes using their laptop. It's an accommodation. So it's like a legal kind of junk. You got to let the kid do it.
Yeah.
Professor's like, well, I don't really want them to use laptops. But what about if they get a touchscreen laptop? Would that work? And I'm like, it's a laptop. Yeah, but it's a touchscreen. And I'm like, what am I not getting? Like, how am I not explaining myself? And how are you thinking that a laptop and a touchscreen laptop are vastly different, where you're allowed one but not the other?
Yeah, I don't understand the difference there. It's like, I don't get it, but.
And he's like, well, we don't have to go back and forth. And I'm like, I kind of want to be like, we're not. Like, at this point, like, I feel like I win. Like, you're like, well, no, how about instead of a laptop, how about a touch screen?
We're going to tell the listeners, stay tuned till next week when Choey, boom, 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 finishes that, right? That's how it ended. It starts complaining.
Dun, dun.
Right, pulling the plug, sir.
Yank it.